all these issues that becomes political needs to be solved by dialogue, debate.
And then you need to have time for it.
Yeah.
It can't be a rush solution.
And these are beyond people like you who want to deliver things to communities. Okay. It's for people for intellectual discussion. See, and for me, people like, well, I put myself in this space because I like to think about things and write things. See, we need to write books in Africa. We just need to see, we have so many different ideas about so many different things. Instead of just keeping them in our thoughts, let's pen them down. Okay. And then distribute our thoughts. Let other people read them, come back, argue about them, tell me my idea is stupid, but tell me how.
Yes.
Okay. So you write your own book and dissect my own idea and tell me why this is not true, or it won't work, or whatever. See, I will tell you this. I would say it is the most. It was a work. It was that kind of work done in Europe in the 17th, 18th centuries that Europe has been living off since the Enlightenment.
Yeah.
Because all those things that the society wasn't very sure about, people dissected them.
Document.
Economics, religion, this, that, and dissected them so thoroughly that today that's still what they are living on. And that's what the majority of the planet are living on.
Yeah.
So we have peculiar issues in Africa which we need to dissect and stop telling people that because you don't agree with me, you are not African.
It's actually, it's funny you say that. I agree completely. And I actually had an idea specifically. If I wasn't doing Kwanda, I think this is the thing I'd want to build. And I actually had an idea specifically around what you spoke about, which is iterating upon knowledge.
Yeah.
And the idea was, so there is this new breed of note-taking apps that's becoming popular. They're called like second brains. And the way they work is you have an idea or concept, let's say femininity in Africa or feminism in Africa.
Yeah.
And then you essentially write down your thoughts and theories around it. You reference different pieces, etc. And then what you can do now is, let's say you read this book that kind of shifts those ideas. You can essentially write a second piece that iterates on the first, and you'll see there'll be a link because all of these notes are networks, and you'll be able to say like, okay, this is the book that I read that upgraded the thinking on feminism in Africa, right? And so that would be a way for you to, as a single node, iterate on your own understanding of things.
Yeah.
And now imagine if you had a network of people doing this.
Yeah.
So someone's basically saying, hey, this is your understanding here. This is mine based on
this and that and that.
This and that. And can we do, and in programming, it's called a merge. You basically merge the code bases. It's like merging of those ideas. And that becomes
a bigger, very good.
Yeah. And the most current shared understanding of that thing.
Yeah.
And so that way we're not losing knowledge. We're like, and if you want to go back down the chain and say, actually, remove this and revert back to our understanding a year ago. Like, so that's something that I think, on what you said, would be like a good tool to have if we could bring all those minds together.
Yeah. See, the first thing is that we need to understand that we need to do this, because if you don't do it, we're not going anywhere.
Evidence is key. Like you said, when you said we need to write, and that's a big part of our ethos at Kwanda, is we're not going to tell you what's happening, or we're going to show you the evidence of it in a fixed form. And it's the same with this knowledge. We need evidence of what's the highest level we've reached on this particular point of the discussion. Or someone that says, hey, you know what, in this discussion around Africa as a continent or Pan-Africanism, I want to engage, but I want to come in at the point at which we currently are. I don't want to learn a new stream of knowledge and start arguing that against canon, if you know what I mean. Because that would be the problem I would have. I'd say, okay, I want to start theorizing around African flourishing. Where are we collectively? What's the last agreed upon milestone or checkpoint where there are limited arguments? It's just like science. Like, you know, I want to iterate on this particular on cancer. I want to, like, where are we? Like, where are all the science? Where's the scientific community on around breast cancer, prostate cancer? And then let me start there, rather than coming up with this entirely different theory, which is useful at times, but you need something to pit it against. Yeah.
Wow. See, this discussion is interesting for me because, see, this is what I like to do.
Yeah, it's fun. So, definitely. I enjoy it.
Yeah. So